Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a bonus reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Taurus, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Taurus, I hope that you're doing well. I can feel some tunneling in this ear. Your spirit guides are very eager to talk to you. This reading is all about what your unique impact is on the world, how you stand apart, and something that is an acknowledgement of how it is that you contribute to the world and all the beautiful ways that you do that. So, because I wanted these readings to just be a little bit more, so sometimes they can be a little hard to absorb. Sometimes when I give readings, the messages, and it's not to sugarcoat anything, but I'm just like, no, let's focus on some purely positive, affirmative kinds of things in these readings, in the series of readings, because we just need some of that right now. We need to be reminded of how our unique impact is beneficial to the world at large, even if it doesn't often feel that way. I mean, I don't know why I had to explain that. I didn't have to explain that for any of the other signs, but for you, I wanted to say it. So there we are. 2 decks for your reading today. The first one is the Healing Heart Oracle for the overall energy, and the Light Seers Tarot for the tarot portion of your reading. Cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. What is Taurus's impact on the world? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, interesting. Maybe this is why I had to say that weird kind of disclaimer. Number 8, which corresponds to the Strength card in the Major Arcana of the Tarot, which is Leo energy, and it talks about it's embodying the strength. And what is actual strength? It's not just being strong, being resilient, although it is some of those things, but sometimes real strength is openness and compassion and vulnerability. It's this acknowledgement of what triggers us and then overcoming those triggers by really diving deep. It's kind of like a dissolution of the ego, right? Our ego center, something that keeps us trapped in fear or doubt. The card that you got, number 8, thank you, Spirit. Okay, fearful heart. It's time to shine. Fearful heart, it's time to shine. I think that I brought up this sense of vulnerability. It's like this, see how this face just kind of emerged? It's dark over here, but there's some part of you maybe that is not, I don't want to say it's like you're masking yourself. It's not about that, but it's more about sometimes, like, I think that some people can be like, my actions speak for themselves. I don't have to show off or remind everybody of how great I am or whatever. I just, I get to work on whatever we want to call work. I get to work. I take care of people. I, build my foundations. I beautify my surroundings. I take care of my health, and my actions speak louder than words, right? So I don't have to show off in any way. And yet there's something here that is kind of emerging from the sidelines. This is like a different side of you that at this time Spirit wants to really bring forward. It's not about like being the center of attention, but maybe it's just about being the center of attention of your own life, because And the Tauruses that I'm a Taurus Venus. And Tauruses that I've experienced, Taurus suns, they're very much, they do so much for other people. Very, very giving, responsible, practical, but also, you know, not afraid to enjoy the finer things, but kind of always thinking of the greater good, which is beautiful, and Spirit thanks you for that, right? In a sense, they've thanked you for that, because this adornment here, it kind of shows me that, you know, it's not to say like we're rolling in money or anything like that, but there have been some blessings, and I think that the Tauruses that I'm speaking to can acknowledge that there have been some blessings, and maybe they're the blessings that you've worked hard for, but you've had the opportunity to work hard for them, right? Maybe certain doors have opened for you. But Spirit is kind of saying that there's something that's still, there's like a part of you that's still kind of taking a back seat, and they want you to bring it forward. You know, it's time to shine. So I don't know what's going on in your life in this moment, or the moment that you're watching this, but maybe you've been feeling this kind of inkling that you have to make an impression even bigger and broader than you have in the past. That you know that this is the time to kind of step forward. Right, step forward. So I'm going to pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier. There's no past, present, and future. It's just an overall reading to see what Spirit wants to bring out. What is Taurus's unique impact on the world? Wow. Okay. 3 cards down. 3 more. I think you're taking steps, actually, to... Okay, let me let the cards come out first. 1 more. Oh, 2 more came out. The last one I will take as the part of your overall energy, which is the 2 of Cups in reverse. Okay, so thank you, Spirit. It's like 2 of Cups can talk about divine partnership, divine union, but in this particular context, I see it as this connection between you and your higher aspect, you and your soul, which is not to say you're separate from your soul, because you're not. You know, your soul is intimately intertwined with you. However, we are living a human life, and your soul is your spiritual life, right? When those 2 things do not mesh completely, they don't see eye to eye, you might not be listening to your intuition. Sometimes we can find ourselves on a path that we didn't intend. And then we wonder, like, how did we get here? Man, I knew this wasn't going to work out and I did it anyway. Oh, well. Right? So there's some people out there, it's very funny because, it's just in my personality, it's like, if I don't want to do something, or rather, if I know for a fact, maybe because I'm like claircognizant, I don't know. If I know for a fact that something is not for me, there is not a single human being on the planet that can convince me otherwise. If I feel it to my bones, I'm just not going to do it. There are some people out there that are not like that. They're just like, I don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to try it anyway. Neither one is right or wrong. I'm just saying that I think that you're the latter. That you might kind of engage in situations where you're just like, this seems like it might not be the best idea, but I want to have the experience, right? Because it either succeeds or I learn something, right? What is that expression? It's either, I don't know what the expression is, but it's like I experience something and it either can work out in my favor or I learn a lesson. But I think that this card is kind of showing me there's a little bit of like a misalignment happening, because we're going back to this card here's the heart, right? But it's not inside the chest. It's like where the heart is kind of floating outside of the self. So what could that look like in practical terms? You putting your needs aside for other people. And like every time you do that, it depends on who it is. If you're putting, well, sometimes yes and sometimes no. If you're putting your heart aside for somebody and you consistently do it, you're betraying yourself. And we've all been there. I've done it so many times. I try not to do it anymore, but I've betrayed my own heart so many times, right? Maybe those are those instances where I'm just like, yeah, I know this is a bad idea. I can see the red flags and I'm going to do it anyway. Yikes. So, but I wanted to in those instances, right? So I kind of see a little bit of that here. Like there's this misalignment between you and your higher aspect, right? And again, these are just, we're here to learn. We're in the earth school. We're here to learn. But I think it frustrates you. I'm thinking it's frustrating you. You're working on it though. The first card out is the number 9 card of the Major Arcana, the Hermit Virgo energy. This card usually talks about somebody who retreats away from society, from community, to kind of just have some me time, work on one's own mental, emotional, spiritual health. A lot of times when we're in true hermit energy, we can have spiritual awakening, a kundalini awakening, right? Where we blow all the chakras open, all things become released in us that had been dormant since, we were young. We like find our inner child again and embrace that inner child and heal that inner child. It's big work that's involved with hermit energy. But when the card is in reverse, it kind of shows me that like you've discovered a lot of things about yourself and now it's time for you to kind of allow those things to come to the surface, kind of come onto the scene. But with the 8 of Cups, we can see here, this is walking away energy. You have had to make the decision, even if it isn't physically at this time, because I feel like for some people it's not physically yet, but in your mind, release or walk away from a situation that does not serve you anymore. And you're sure about it. It doesn't work for you anymore. This is not working for me anymore. And I did all of this work on myself to realize that, and now I'm coming out of hermit mode to kind of express it. This could be interpreted as hermit mode too, just this kind of retreating away. What are we walking away from? Okay. 4 of Wands, 4 of Swords. Double 4. Excuse me, why did I say 4 of Swords? Knight of Swords. Wait. I asked the question, what are we walking away from? And then I said 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords card is all about recuperation. Sorry, somebody's car alarm is going off for some reason. Okay. Rest and recuperation. That could be something that you are refusing to kind of acknowledge. It's kind of like, I'm tired of sitting on my butt and not doing anything about this. Those days are over. Like, I'm taking control of this situation. I'm taking control of my life. Right? Because the 4 of Wands is all about firm foundations, celebration, kind of walking through a portal into some, like, a higher manifestation or a higher dimension, right? It's when we make the decision to privilege our stability because we want to build something that will stand the test of time. So let me give you a practical example. If you say something like, I'm tired of having this credit card debt, and in the next year, I'm going to promise myself and work on it every single month until I pay this credit card off. And if it means I make sacrifices, I don't do extra spending, I don't go out with people, I'm gonna do that because my stability is important to me. And then at the end of all of that hard work and sacrifice, I'm going to feel so amazing and I'm going to be celebrating it, right? That's just an example of like Four of Wands energy to me. But something, because I was asking Spirit, like, what are you walking away from? It's something that does not allow you to celebrate this firm foundation. It doesn't allow you or give you a sense of celebration, or it doesn't give you a sense of like stability, right? And so it's kind of like, I can't run away from this anymore. The Knight of Swords is like fast, you know, communication. Like, I got to get there. I got to let everybody know. And it's like, I don't want to, I don't need to like run towards something else. It's like you're not chasing after something that's not serving you, right? I had a conversation recently with somebody who was saying to me that when they were younger, they chased after all the wrong things. Like, they chased after money, and they chased after like status, but they were actually running away from a lot of things. And in their older age and in their maturity, they realized, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm trying to face things head on. But in order to do that, I have to walk away from a narrative that does not serve me, or people that used to encourage me to do that, to put aside my needs in order to chase this dream that I never even had in the first place, right? What comes out next is very interesting. Number 19 of the Major Arcana, the Sun, the best card in the tarot. Illumination, clarity, life-giving energy, warmth, enveloping us, abundance of all kinds. Sun is like amazing, but it's clarified by the Three of Swords. Three of Swords, one of the most difficult cards of the tarot. Like, they feel like polar opposites. I mean, it's like Three of Swords is heartache and heartbreak, being torn open, being disappointed, being let down. This is going towards what I was just saying, which is like, there were things that you might have been chasing that you thought were going to give you happiness, but they didn't. They turned out to be like a falsity. Like, you were sold on some idea that didn't turn out to be true. I think it's important to remember that, you know, you don't want to just sit there and blame yourself for maybe some wrong decision you made, or this was all a learning process. We're in the Earth School to learn. This is a learning process. So, you know, this fearful heart, it's time to shine. Spirit wants you to kind of get back into this vibration, right? But letting go of kind of it's like a hang up. It's like a trauma or a trigger that you haven't really been able to let go of or express. I feel like you want to express something, but it's almost like, who is there to listen? Who would understand exactly what it is? Like the dark cloud. It's not that you don't want to get to this place, you absolutely do, but like, there's something here that still it feels it's like gum at the bottom of your shoe. It's like, over time, you walk on the pavement, dirt and everything will kind of cover it up. It'll start to wear away with the tread of your shoe, but it never quite leaves the bottom of your shoe completely unless you tend to it. unless you put some solvent on it and you get rid of it. It will always kind of be there. What is this about? The King of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Cups. So feelings, love, emotions. Like this is a joy in all of its forms. Ten of Cups is like the top of the cups. It's like we've accumulated all of these beautiful experiences where have our arms around each other, embraced, feeling carefree, right? But it's with the King of Cups in the reverse, Scorpio energy. King of Cups is normally somebody who has a level of emotional maturity. They understand how to articulate their feelings. They might not articulate their feelings to everybody, but they know exactly what their feelings are and they can access them. This is exactly what I was saying. It's kind of like, it's hard to, you know that they're there and you know what they are, but it's hard to access them to the point where you can release. This is just, this card is a card of release. Look at the, like, arms open. It's surrender. I surrender. And this one feels like, even the body language here, it's like closed, it's curled in, it's closed in. I can't help but like see that here. Detachment. Maybe you have survived this long because whatever this heartache, heartbreak has been, you have somehow been able to compartmentalize it. But in order for you to really step forward and shine, you have to feel as though you deserve to step forward and shine. And this is the thing that might be tugging at you. Every time you want to take center stage, it just might be tugging at you. So what is Spirit showing me for the end of the reading? Number 16 of the Major Arcana, the Tower. Again, Scorpio and Aries energy. You might be dealing with a Scorpio or a Virgo. The Tower in the upright shows that there is great shock and upheaval and surprise has burst into the scene because something needed to come to the surface. And the Tower only shows up because we've been stalling, we've been making excuses, procrastinating, and Spirit saying enough is enough, Taurus. Enough is enough. It's like, why are you playing small? Seven of Pentacles in the reverse to clarify it. This talks about what we've invested in. Making the decision of whether or not it's worth it. I think there's something you realize here, it's just not worth it. It's not working out. All this work that I put in, and I'm just getting this tiny little thing, right? And that's not something, it's, you know, maybe these, like, it's like a job or something. It's like you invested so much and it's not yielding the reward that you wanted. And don't beat yourself up about it. It's like you're doing the best with what you had, and not everything is in our control except the choice of whether we want to be there, right? We have bosses, we have coworkers, we have situations that we can't help. The only thing that we can help is how our attitude looks when we're there, or if we're there at all. So I think that, and this can apply to a relationship as well. Whenever the Tower shows up though, because it can seem kind of scary, it's not always scary. Sometimes it's the shakeup that you needed to kind of get you off your behind, so that you can make the impact that you are so deserving of, right? I think this impression, let me ask Spirit. I don't speculate, let me just ask Spirit. What is the impression that Taurus makes, the unique impression upon the world? Nine of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I mean, it's Nine of Cups in the upright is wish fulfillment. Wish fulfillment and healing. Again, with the open body language and the bright sunlight and there's this like sense of hope, right? And Spirit is saying to me, it's almost like you have such a tremendous ability to instill this kind of feeling and hope for other people. Can you do it for yourself? You're very deserving of it. Spirit sees your capability. This is something that they're thanking you for. But can you embrace it for yourself? I think if this shakeup hasn't happened, there will be a shakeup, but it's the shakeup that's going to cause this card to flip in the reverse. There's a lot of ways with the tarot that Spirit can communicate a message to me. The Nine of Cups didn't have to come out at all, but the fact that it did, it just shows me there are riches, there is abundance, there is love. It's like waiting in the wings. You know, it's funny because I just did a Virgo reading, and it's kind of coming back to my mind now, because in their reading, it was talking about some intervention energy, like we have to, maybe we have to have an intervention with somebody else, but I feel as though Spirit is having an intervention with you in this moment, in the most loving way, to just say like, because I'm seeing that scene from Moonstruck when Cher slaps Nicolas Cage and she's like, snap out of it. That's what they're kind of lovingly saying with the Tower card. Taurus, snap out of it. Recognize that you are so worthy and deserving of this. Please. It's like you've raised other people up. You're gonna see it. I can see it right here. And it's not just one person in this image. It's like you've helped to provide stability for others. Siblings, significant others, co-workers, friends. It's your time now. Step into it. It's your time now. So that's your reading, Taurus. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Taurus.